believe in yourself? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? You believe in yourself, yeah. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you?
Thanks so much for tuning in. We are at the 14th episode of the Manny Hall Show. Today I have as my guest Summer Haggins. She's a personal trainer, she's an entrepreneur, she's an author doing her thing all the way from Texas. From Cleveland, but in Texas right now doing her thing. We're going to get right into the interview. You guys stay tuned for more information. This interview is going to be jam-packed. Hey Summer, how are you today?
I'm well, how are you?
Please tell the people what you do.
Hey y'all, so first I want to say excuse my voice. I am getting over a cold, so it's a little raspy, but I'm sure you can still be able to hear me good. So I am, as Manny said, I am a life coach. I am a personal trainer. I actually have a t-shirt line, and pretty much I really believe in empowering people. I believe that everything comes from within. So my focus are women, but I care about men too. Men and women, I love them both, you know, but really my focus is women. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm also an author. So I Am Warrior Princess, The Fight for Life I Want. And then I'm also working on my second book now.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So what made you get started with everything?
What made me get started? Wow, that's a loaded question. You know, Manny, I really think it was just me going through a time of my life where I did not love myself.
Yeah.
You know, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of not knowing who I was and not living up to my potential.
Makes sense.
So what I decided to do was go back to the basics.
Okay.
When I say go back to the basics, go back to my foundation with Christ.
Yeah.
Go back to looking to see what I could do to take my power back.
Because that's where it starts, right?
That's where it starts. You know, I mean, I'm nothing without God. So, you know, it all starts from within, from within and with God obviously being the head. So what I decided to do was I started taking up running first. Because actually what people don't understand is they try to do one thing, you know, they try to accomplish goals, but then they don't look at other things that may prohibit them from accomplishing the goals. So I really realized that one of my goals was feeling better about myself, having a better self-esteem, knowing who I was. So again, I went back to the foundation of God, being the head, being my foundation, my center, but then also physical fitness.
Yeah.
So I took up running.
Now, were you like in a marathon or something?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did. I did a 26.2 mile marathon.
Wow,
I did a full
that's crazy.
marathon. Yes.
I couldn't do that.
Yes. Well, you know, it was only God. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do another one. It was, you know, that one was fine. But I took up running, and I realized that as I was running, I felt like things were just breaking off of me. I felt like the weight. Not even just the physical weight. It was more so a mental and emotional thing. I felt like those things were shedding off of me as I was running. Hence the reason why I decided to run a marathon, to really just push forward and accomplish a goal. And then from then forward, I got into bodybuilding, weightlifting. And then I really realized the connection of the mind, body, spirit, and how important it is, obviously, to have your foundation with Christ, then also to take care of yourself from a physical standpoint. You know, so eating well, working out, things like that, how they all combine. So pretty much what I decided to do, again, like I said, I ran a marathon, then I started getting into bodybuilding. Then I started realizing, like, well, you know, I'm not the only woman that must have felt like this. I'm not the only woman that, you know, may have suffered from a self-esteem, or, you know, I also went through a divorce, and that was kind of like one of the things that kind of pushed me forward to finding myself, is because after my divorce, I felt like I didn't know who I was. So what I decided to do was say, you know what, how can I encourage women on this journey to know that, you know, that they can't allow what their current situation is to define where they're going in life, you know, and to take their power back. So that's kind of what pushed me to start my t-shirt line. So like my t-shirt line is just like empowers girls, empowers women, you know, like it's like girls going strong, girls with guts. Tough times don't last, tough girls do. From the standpoint of, you know, whether you're in the gym or whether you're at home, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're working a 9 to 5, whether you're married or whether you're a single mother, I wanted to have an overall message that I felt that any woman could relate to, whatever's going on in her life. So it doesn't necessarily have to be her working out. It could just be it at home, you know, just going through things. So
just like being a mom at home, stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, I mean that's girls with guts to do that. That's one of my shirts. You gotta have guts to be a mother, you know. So
is that
yeah.
kind of what the book is about too?
Yeah, well, the book is, so pretty much what the book is about is really, again, going back to the whole emotional, spiritual, and mental component. And what I do in the book is I do share some tidbits about what I have gone through in my own life. But I really take the lessons that I have learned and share them in the book. Things that I have learned, lessons that I have learned. So yeah, that's pretty much what the book is about.
Was it hard writing the book?
You know what? I'll take that back. It was not hard writing the book because what I decided to do was just start kind of taking notes at first. So as things kind of were on my mind, I just started jotting things down. And then before I knew it, I just kind of as I started piecing things together, it just all started flowing. But what I realized is I couldn't censor myself. I just had to get my thoughts down on paper. So it was pretty much just as I felt the revelation, as I felt God give me things, I was writing them down.
You got these books done, Summer.
Yeah.
And yeah, it might have been a little bit of a challenge, but you got through it. So,
Right.
like, what was the main thing that really pushed you to accomplish these goals?
The main thing that pushed me was, first of all, God.
Yeah.
Second of all, knowing that me fulfilling my purpose was attached to other people's destiny.
Gotcha.
And I realized that the book and the other things that God allowed me to experience to fulfill my purpose was attached to other people fulfilling their destiny.
That's right.
So if we don't operate in our purpose, we not only do a disservice to ourselves, we do a disservice to every person that God has assigned to us.
That's right.
Depending on us to fulfill our purpose. That's
right.
one of the main reasons I finished my book. And in my book I say, if one woman's life is touched, if one woman's life is changed or impacted by this book, I know I have done my job.
Gotcha.
Because it really wasn't about me. Sure, I wanted to be an author. You know, that's nice to have a good goal of that nature. But really, it was not me wanting to be an author that pushed me. It was my why behind why I was doing it. My why was to help change someone else's life.
That makes sense.
And I know for me, what helps me when I have goals or when I have visions of things or what I feel that I want to do, what God has placed upon my heart, I look at my why.
Okay.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Because our why is what's going to keep us going.
Right.
Our why is what's going to push us.
Yeah.
When we feel like quitting.
Right.
So there's been plenty of times and plenty of nights when, I didn't feel like doing my bodybuilding competition.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like training for the marathon. I didn't feel like doing all of these different things. But then I said, but Summer, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
And my why is what pushed me. So I do think even just as other people develop goals and develop things that they want to do in life, you really have to make sure you have a strong why behind it. If your why is to be seen or be known, you're not gonna last. Right. It has to be something of substance. Yeah. And I feel that is what kept me going, my why in all of my endeavors that I've done and are still doing now.
I love it. Now, when you had spoke about, like, even if one woman's life was touched, can you speak for a moment to, like, those people that are so caught up in the numbers?
Yeah, wow. And you know what? I used to be one of them.
Okay.
Caught up in the numbers. Yeah. But what I realized is that one person can impact the whole world. Yeah. If we're thinking about, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, I mean, the list goes on. Right. Mm-hmm. Barack. There's so many greats. Right. All it takes is one person. I'll never forget, someone told me this. Someone said, do you know who the mentor is for Gandhi? Did you know who the mentor was? I said, no. He said, how about Mother Teresa? I said, no. He said, but they had one, right? And I said, yeah, I'm sure they did. Wow. Hence the reason that it was one person. Yeah. I'm sure it was maybe more, but they had that one person that really spoke into their lives or really impacted them. Right. And it led them to changing the world for generations. Mm-hmm. So that was what was in my spirit, to not get caught up in the numbers. Yeah. I mean, of course, who doesn't want, numbers and this and the accolades? That's all nice. Right. But
it's like, and I hate to cut you off, but it made me think about something. Yeah. Last night I was talking to my wife about Martin Luther King. Yeah. And it made me think, like, as dope as he was, there were probably thousands of Martin Luther Kings that never accomplished their goals.
Absolutely. You know the old saying that they say the graveyard is one of the most one of the most
Wealthiest
places because there's so many people
Yeah.
that has dreams and
Yeah.
goals and purposes that they never fulfill.
Yeah.
They never fulfill because of fear.
Right.
Because lack of discipline.
Right.
Excuses.
Yeah.
And there's so many people, unfortunately, that die without fulfilling what God has given them.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so, as you go on and think about everything that you want to do, like, you're like that Martin Luther King. You're like that Gandhi. You're that person that is going to make things happen. But it's like if you stop now, then you'll never get there.
Yeah. Yeah, Manny, well, thank you. I'm humbled that you would say, I'm like Martin Luther King.
Yeah, because they were world changers and you are too.
Yeah.
Like your impact is all over the world.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember seeing posts on Facebook and Instagram, and I look where these people are, I'm like, wow, you from Canada, you from China, you from Australia.
Yeah.
And so it's not just you're limited to Ohio or Texas.
No. Yeah, and yeah, to your point, again, all glory and honor to God, because he's the one. But I think it goes back to what is my motivation.
Yeah.
And I realized that my motivation is to, like we're talking about, change people's lives.
Right.
It's not about me getting the accolades. It's not about people knowing my name.
Yeah.
They don't ever have to know who Summer is.
Right.
I really don't care about that.
Right.
I really care about imparting change in people, empowering people, sharing the love of Christ with people, for them to come to God, and for them to again maximize who they are, and to reach their fullest potential in life, and to not allow a circumstance, a situation, what someone said, a bank account. Sometimes it's even somebody's own parents to discourage them, or a family member to tell them that they're not enough, to tell them that the idea is stupid, to tell them that they won't make it. No, you will make it. You are enough. You can do this. And that is what you have to tell yourself. Even if it's only you, you have to look in yourself. You have to look at yourself every day in the mirror and say, I got this. I can do this.
That's it.
I am enough. Because if you start to believe the lies of what other people say, the lies of the enemy, which is the devil, you start to believe all those things, then you will never ever reach the fullest potential that God has.
I love that. What made you make that transition from Cleveland to Texas?
Really, that was definitely not planned. And what happened pretty much is I was working in Cleveland. I'm also a registered nurse. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I'm also a registered nurse.
That's awesome.
So I was working in Cleveland, and some things happened with my job, and I could have found another job as a registered nurse as well. But my older brother lives in Texas.
Okay.
And he said, "Why don't you come out to Texas?" I said, and he's like, "I'm in Austin." I'm like, "Austin?" When I thought of Texas, I always thought about Houston and Dallas. I'm like, I don't know what's in Austin. So I did some research. I prayed about it, and I felt the Holy Spirit press up on my heart to go to Austin. I'm like, okay, I don't really know anybody but my brother and his wife and kids, my sister-in-law, but I'll go. So I went, and Manny, I have to tell you that, to be honest, that was the best decision I made. Because what it did was it allowed me to have that time by myself. Because I was, again, all of my family and friends, I'm from Cleveland. So they were all here in Cleveland. So really, I had my brother, his wife, and kids, but that was it. It was just me. But it wasn't just me. It was actually me and God. So I had that time to really refocus, to really spend more time with God, to grow stronger in my faith, and to get clarity about really where my direction is and where God is having me go, as I go home and upward.
So even though you made this transition, that never stopped God's plan for your life?
Absolutely not. Because he says, all things work together for good to them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose.
Correct.
In his word, and he also says, I know the plans I have for you to prosper you and not to harm you. So I think that sometimes us as even Christians, I'm thinking from a Christian standpoint, that sometimes we feel if we do something and we may feel God has led us, and then we start wondering if that was the case. But our God is such an amazing God that he will call all things to work together for our good.
That's it.
He'll cause everything to work together for our good. So I know that me living in Texas has been such a blessing, and it has definitely propelled me to come into my full destiny of what God has wanted me for my life.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. So what's your new projects you're working on?
What's my
Got
new
any
project?
events coming up?
Yeah. Oh gosh, you mentioned events. Yes. So I am so excited. Well, first I got two things. I'm working on my second book.
Okay.
And the title of the second book is Breaking Up with Perfection. That is something that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to say I've been one of them. So that is something that God has impressed upon my heart. Breaking up with perfection. And what does that even mean? And how do you do it? You know, perfection is like one of those exes that always come knocking at your door and texting like, hey, you need me. You know, but my book is really pretty much saying you don't need to be perfect.
Right.
You know, you don't need to be perfect to live in your purpose. You don't need to be perfect to have all God has for you. So that is something that I believe a lot of people, especially even entrepreneurs, deal with. You know, they want everything to be in place and perfect before they move on.
Now, why do you think that is? Like, why do we feel like things have to be perfect? Like, we have to put on this facade for Facebook, Instagram,
I think,
Twitter.
Yeah, you know what? I think it goes back to a main piece, honestly, is still worrying about what other people think. You know, because you're putting this up, and then in your mind you're going to say, oh, but is someone going to say this isn't good enough? Or is someone going to say, oh, he could have did better with how, this video was laid out? You know, so I think a big piece of it is worrying about people's opinions. And it's funny when you talk about Facebook and social media, because you know, I've had a few conversations with a couple of close friends, and I love social media. I love it. I think it's definitely a great tool to, you know, for entrepreneurs, to encourage, to empower, to motivate people. I definitely think, and you know, to reconnect with people. I mean, I've caught up with friends that I haven't seen in years on Facebook and social media, or Facebook and Instagram, and whatever the case may be. But it also can be a very negative tool, because it's almost like it's, again, going back to what you said, it's like a facade. You see one shot of someone's life, and you feel that like that's their whole life. And now you automatically feel like you have to try to compete against something that's not even real.
It's not even real.
Nothing's perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. Nobody's marriage is perfect. Nobody's business is perfect.
That's it.
So again, that is hence the reason why I felt that my book needed to come out. Breaking up with perfection, to know that there is no such thing as being perfect anyway. You know, God says in His Word, His strength is made perfect in our weakness. So we have to be able to expose our weaknesses, expose our inadequacies, and say, hey, you know what? It's okay that I'm not perfect. It's okay that this isn't perfect. It's okay that this is not the perfect scenery or setting. You know, success does not call for convenience. It calls for you to be inconvenienced. So anything you want in life, you have to be willing to jump out there and say, hey, I know this situation isn't perfect. I know the circumstances aren't perfect, but you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump out there. I'm going to do what I need to do. So I'm excited about my book. I'm also excited about, I am having on March 17th a women's praise and prayer pajama party.
That sounds dope.
It's so dope. I am so super excited. It's going to be so good.
Sound like getting that voice back too.
Yes, see, look at God. So it's at the George Forbes Recreation Center from 7 p.m. to 12.
Okay, now is this in Cleveland?
It's in Cleveland. I'm coming back to my hometown to do it.
Nice. Okay.
Because again, this is where my roots are, and I love Cleveland. Cleveland's always going to be my home. I'm going to do one here, and then I'm going to take it to Texas, where I live now. But I'm so super excited. I put up a video. And in 3 days, I got 100 women to register.
Wow.
Just off a video.
Wait a minute.
Yes, just off
a video? You didn't have no dope flyer?
And that's what I'm saying, going back to what we're talking about, right? Perfection. Because I really said, well, I really want to wait till I do the flyer. I don't really want to, you know, in this video, I didn't even edit it. I just put it out. But, you know, that goes to show that when you just are authentic, you know, that people see that. And that's something that I don't care how many edits and everything you do in the world, you can't edit someone's authenticity. Either they have it or they don't.
Say that again.
You know, you can't edit someone's authenticity. You know, like if you know, so I believe that people can see how genuine you are. You don't need it to be edited and in the right lighting. People see that. They feel that in your heart. So I'm so excited that 100 women registered, and I actually went to the place the other day, and God is so good. I actually got a bigger place to have it in.
Wow.
So when I'm a bigger room at the same place, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna be able to have some more women. So I'm gonna open it up again for some people that are on the waiting list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to them, and we're gonna go from there. And I'm so super excited. But what's so dope about it, Manny, is I'm telling the women to all come in their pajamas.
Yeah.
I told them don't worry about their makeup. Don't worry about getting their hair done.
Yeah.
And us.
So a lot of pressure is gonna be off. A lot of pressure is gonna be off of them.
That's exactly. And that is what I wanted. That is what I felt like God was telling me, that we have to go back to the heart of worship. We have to go back to the foundation of not feeling like we have to have pressure and look a certain way and be cute and have our hair done, have our makeup done, have our nails done, all of those things. So it's not about any of that. It's about us just all coming together, sharing our hearts with each other, encouraging each other, praising God together, praying, worshiping, testimonies, and so I'm so super excited. And it's a completely free event.
Yeah.
It's a completely free event. Yes, it's a free event.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not want any woman to have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I wanted God to just be able to move how He saw fit.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely believing, and I definitely know that there's going to be some breakthroughs. There's so many people that struggle with generational curses.
Yeah.
They struggle with what their mom did, what their grandma did, what their great grandma, and it's on them, or they feel it's on them. So I feel that is going to be a time, because that's why I said don't come in no clothes, don't come in no regular clothes, come in your pajamas, because we're gonna break this stuff off of you. And for the people that feel stuck, we're all ushering them into their destiny. We all coming together. We're stronger together. And I feel that a lot of people, even as we're talking about entrepreneurs or stuff, I feel it's kind of sad that that we don't support each other enough.
Yeah.
It's almost like it seems like a competition, and I get it. You do want to have a competitive edge when you're an entrepreneur. I get that. God gives us our gifts to be able to be a blessing to others. So I just feel like you have to be able to sow into other entrepreneurs. If someone calls you and asks you for advice, give them some advice. You don't have to give them from A to Z, but maybe you could give them A, B, and C. So that's something that's I'm not telling anyone anything that I don't do. Anybody that reaches out to me, inbox, I don't even know if it's people on social media that have asked me tips about working out, with me being a personal trainer, how do I get my body, blah, blah, blah. I'll give them some general information. And that's what you do. You help people. You help even other entrepreneurs. I've had other entrepreneurs reach out.
All right, so Summer, when you don't have a whole lot of support, as some people don't, like, what do you do in those times?
When you don't have a lot of support. When you don't have a lot of support, again, I'm going to go back to faith in God. Because a lot of times in life, you're not going to have the support you think you want. You're not going to have the numbers. You're not going to have, people saying, oh, great job, and oh, I'll be there. And a lot of people say they will. A lot of people say they will help you, but they say it because it sounds good.
Gotcha.
They say it because it's kind of like, the nice thing to say.
Yeah.
But really when it comes down to it, are they there to support you? Are they going to follow up with their words? And a lot of times they don't.
Yeah.
So what that goes back to is really just having faith. Yeah. Having faith in what you believe God put on your heart.
Because you feel like you got to believe in yourself much more than other people.
You got to believe in yourself. Because if I'm looking for this person and this person and this person and this person and that person to tell me, hey, that dream sounds great, or that business idea sounds great, or this sounds great, or this sounds great, I wouldn't, first of all, I wouldn't even wrote my book if I was waiting for someone to tell me and being supportive in me doing it. Yeah. Even when I ran my marathon, there were people that were actually negative, believe it or not. I had a couple people tell me, Summer, you could die. I don't think you should do that. And I said, well, you can also die walking across the street. So what, are we not going to walk across the street?
That's it, right.
So you're going to have people that are always going to think on the negative end of things for anything you want to do in life, or not really going to support you.
But you got to keep going.
You have to keep going. You got to trudge ahead and say, you know what? I believe in this so strongly that even if it's just me, that's enough. Yeah. That's all I got. I got me and Jesus. That's all I need. And I think that's where we mess up, because we're waiting for everybody to get on board. Yeah. And a lot of times, first of all, you don't need all those people anyway, because they're weighing your boat down. They're extra cargo that was not supposed to be on your boat anyway. And then you're wondering why you can't get from point A to point B of your final destination of things, because you're taking cargo that doesn't belong. If you think about a plane in the airport, the maximum of pounds is, I don't know, 50 or whatever like that. If you take over more, you're gonna have to pay. And that's what happens a lot of times in life. We take more people that we're supposed to into what God has called us to do, or wherever we're going. We take more people that are not really assigned. And then we wonder why we've slowed down or we're not moving.
All right, now Summer, where all the encouragement and motivation that you give out, because I see all your Facebook posts, Instagram, who encourages you? Who motivates you?
Who motivates me? I do have people that speak into my life. I'm very, very close with my father. I'm a daddy's girl, so he is always speaking into my life, always loving on me.
Okay.
Both my mothers, I have a stepmother and my natural mother, are very encouraging to me. But really, I also have a couple best friends. So actually about 4 of them. And I have people, I have my own life coach.
Yeah.
So there's people that people may not even realize behind the scenes.
Gotcha.
That are encouraging me, speaking life into me, loving on me. So that definitely helps. And then I just have random people that I don't even personally know.
Yeah.
That, there's one person that I don't even know him. I've never met him in my life. But he always sends me things on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Like inspirational things through my inbox,
That's
DMs
dope.
me.
That's
And it's
dope.
not on no trying to get with me stuff.
Yeah.
And he says, you know what, I'm giving you what you give to other people. And that blesses me so much. So again, there's random people that I don't even know I have a relationship with that encourage me as well. And plus my little brother, and I have an older brother. So again, my close-knit family is very supportive and all encourage me.
I love it. So with all that you're doing, like, what's your dating life like right now?
My dating life is pretty non-existent, to be honest, man. I'm just gonna be frank with you.
Yeah.
I'm at a place in a season of my life where I really pretty much just have on my blinders.
Okay.
And dating is good. I think dating is an awesome, amazing thing. But I also feel that if you are not in a place where you are supposed to be dating, then that can kind of deter you as well. So right now, I am comfortable where I'm at. I have friends, but no, I am not dating anyone at this present time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that in the foreseeable future? You want to get married one day?
Yes. I definitely would like to get remarried and have a child. So I can definitely see that definitely in the near future.
Gotcha. Now, is it more so like a distraction, or you just like, I'm tunnel focused right now, I ain't got time for it?
You know what? It's more of I'm tunnel focused now. I don't have time for it. Because when you're dating, you have to be able to cater to those person's needs. You have to be able to give up some things. You have to be able to compromise, and all those things are good, and those things I don't have a problem with doing. But again, I feel that right now I'm in a season of really it's just me and God at this point.
I love it.
And then when it's time, it'll happen. But for right now, I'm good with where I'm at.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So everything is good right now for you, but not perfect.
Yeah.
Now, when those challenging times do come, how do you deal with those and not fall and just still be able to bounce back?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I cry.
Okay.
You gotta let it out. So I'm just being real. Some days I have my times where I cry. It's so funny because people see people and they think, they think that they never have a bad day, or they think they never have a discouraging moment, or just because I'm a positive person doesn't mean I may not have some negative thoughts in my mind at times.
Absolutely.
But I cry. I take some time to myself. I just do a lot of prayer. Go back to my vision board. I have a vision board of the things that I see, that I know, that I want. That God has given me and placed upon my heart. And I go back to my why, like I said earlier. Okay, even though I'm tired, even though I'm discouraged, even though I'm frustrated, why am I doing this? If my why is so big, I can't stop now. I have to keep going. So it's doing all those things. And again, like I said, prayer, just bringing it to God, and reading the Bible, reading the scriptures, really give me some foundation and encouragement in times where I do feel like giving up.
Gotcha. Any final words for the people?
Any final words? You know what? I would just say, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. No matter what happens in life, no matter what people try to tell you, if you have something in your heart that you want to accomplish, does not matter how old you are, does not matter how young you are, does not matter how much money you have or don't have, it does not matter who you know, as far as connections. What matters is that you believe in yourself. What matters is that you keep going and don't ever stop. Because if you keep going, I guarantee you will get what God has for you. But you got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
Yes.
So what's your contact information for those who want to get in contact with you?
Awesome. So my contact information as far as social media, I am Summer, Summer Haggins, Haggins on Facebook. I am Warrior Princess 747. Actually, it's I am Warrior Princess 747 on Instagram. I'm not really on Snapchat. My website is www.iamwarriorprincess.com, because again, I am a life coach, a personal trainer, so I do, personally train people. I do life coaching sessions. So those are the services I provide.
Thank you so much for being a guest today, Summer.
Thank you.
This is just going to be life transforming for so many people to get a chance to watch this.
I pray it will be.
Yeah, this is dope.
Thank
so
you.
You be blessed, sis. Talk to you soon.
Hey, can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I say something about you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I would like to say, I know our time is up, but Manny, you are inspiring. Me watching your videos of how you really stepped out there on faith, and you didn't wait till you had a big studio with all these flashing lights. You come to entrepreneurs where they are, and you allow them to tell their story. So I just want to say kudos to you. I'm really proud of you for doing that.
Thank you so
You
much.
are inspiring other people to never give up, including myself. So just wanted to let you know that.
I love it. We out.